Hey! Welcome to Luke and Lewis, episode 73. Every Tuesday and Thursday. Did we just lose the sound effects, or can I just not hear it anymore?
No, I faded it down. Would you like me to keep it going?
Yes, I would like it to keep going. Woohoo! This is the only exciting part of my whole week. I've been stuck in a house for 30 days. Luke and Lewis, yoo-hoo!
That's like the saddest shit. I think each week you'll see two boys getting sadder and sadder, but people may not even notice because they'll also be getting sadder themselves. So
I know.
By the end of this quarantine, this is going to be... It's going to get to the point where it's going to be like the most negative episode of all time. But it's not going to be themed.
Well,
we're just going to be all hating
we're not going to do
other.
that again, because the last time we did that, it tanked our channel for about an entire month. So I think we're definitely steering away and we're staying positive. Am I right, boys?
Yeah. That was like... Honestly, the equivalent of a virus on our fucking show, and we've had to quarantine the show from negativity ever since.
Absolutely. We're only positive. Guys, I want to kick off this episode with a bit of positive news. You know, whenever there's a crisis, whether it's a war or famine or anything like that, there's always new technology, right? Mm-hmm. New technology is always being created. The internet came from the military. So, you know, if it wasn't for the Holocaust, maybe we wouldn't have Wi-Fi. Now...
It's true. Is this a wrong time to thank those people for their sacrifice?
Look, I don't think it's a thank you situation. I'm just saying that, you know, without one, we wouldn't have the other. It's not a good thing, but Wi-Fi is also pretty sweet, right?
I thought the internet was from space travel. I think that's actually...
Why did you think that?
I think that's genuinely a fact. That the internet came from NASA.
No, I
don't think it came from the war, dude.
No,
they weren't communicating.
It came from the military. The military invented the internet so they could communicate better with each other, and then they released it to the masses.
Yeah, but you didn't... There's nothing to do with the Holocaust. They weren't, like, texting... Like, they weren't iMessaging during the war, during World War II.
No, but World War II encouraged the US to build such a massive military with so many innovations. It wasn't direct correlation, but there is a bit of a pathway there.
So, I don't know. Can someone look into it, Keelan or Ruben? I'm pretty sure I'm 100% factually correct here in that Wi-Fi was invented for space travel.
I think the internet was invented by military, but maybe Wi-Fi was for space.
Hang on, I got some.
I'd like to say that I've been wrong about 1,000 times on this podcast before, and I'm happy to make this 1,001 as well. I could be way off here.
The internet was first invented for military purposes and expanded for the purpose of communication among scientists.
That's right.
Fuck.
That's right. So, you know, apologize to me and thank Hitler because... All right. So what I wanted to talk about was some new technology has been coming out, which I think is great, and I think we should incorporate into the show. Luke, you're definitely going to agree with me. This is absolutely necessary. So obviously, everyone's working from home, right? The whole world is pretty much working from home where they can. So lots of new technology around, you know, making sure everyone's doing their job is coming out. And this company has actually come out with this software that's getting picked up a crazy amount by all the US businesses, and hopefully here as well. It's great technology. Basically, what it does is if you have employees working from home, you put this software on their computer, their home computer, and what it does is during working hours, every 5 minutes, it takes a photo from the webcam of whatever the person is doing, and it sends it directly to the employer. Now, I think that we should incorporate that on the show, because who knows what Keelan gets up to when this camera turns off.
Well, dude, he's been sharing his screen. Like, we use this program called Zoom to do the podcast now remotely with each other, and there's an option on the program to share the person's screen, and you left before the podcast to record something for it, and during that time, Keelan and I just watched Over the Hedge on mute, and that's what we're using this technology for.
See,
and then we also watched the Cars 3 trailer. We didn't even watch the whole film. We just watched the trailer.
Now, that's why we need this technology on the show, because you can't even trust Luke, all right? As the minute I walk away, you cunts are watching fucking Pixar films on mute instead of doing anything useful.
I don't think Lewis is aware of this, but nothing has got done for like 3 weeks. As soon as Lewis left the warehouse, and it was, for a couple of weeks, it was just Ruben, Keelan, and I, they were like, so what do we do now? And one day I just told them to go home at like 5 o'clock.
What? Hang on, did we pay him for that?
I don't know. I don't give a shit.
You should. Fuck, man. All right. Well, here's the problem. Obviously, right, we need this software. We really do need it. Software that automatically takes photos every 5 minutes, sends it straight to the boss. However, right, obviously, Luke, your tour has been cancelled. All of my shows have been cancelled. And we lost Nobby, our sponsorship. We can't afford this software. So what I was thinking is, Ruben and Keelan, what I would like you to do is to just do this manually. So every 5 minutes, just set a timer on your phone, and every 5 minutes throughout the day, just send me a selfie.
Sure.
Every 5 minutes. Can you do that for me?
Keelan will also have to take a photo of his computer screen just to make sure he's still not watching Pixar films.
Yes. That would be good. So, yeah. I think that's good. So I reckon this will really raise productivity on the show if every 5 minutes Ruben and Keelan have to take a screenshot of what they're looking at and a selfie and send it to me and Luke.
Yeah.
I think
And
that'll raise productivity.
It has to be an honesty policy as well. Like if you are navigating through Pornhub's new free premium software, it has to be that. And I like that we're in a world now where Pornhub Premium is free and Keelan's still spending his time watching Over the Hedge for fun. You know, it's a fascinating look. And also, I just wanted to correct Ruben. Over the Hedge isn't actually a Pixar film. Pretty sure it's DreamWorks.
My mistake.
So, yeah, I wouldn't want
I'm going
any.
to say Over the Hedge would have to be actually my favorite animated film.
What?
What?
Very, very, because it's very funny.
No, Wreck-It Ralph is better. And that's not
Wreck-It
even in
Ralph
my
was
top 10.
Rubbish Ralph.
Fuck this. I'm so angry. I want to quit the show. Boys, let's go
Wreck-It
home
Ralph
early
was
again
terrible.
today.
They were like, oh, Sarah Silverman has a quirky voice. Let's make that the entire character instead of giving her any motivation.
Yeah. But what about Shrek? Shrek's better than Over the Hedge.
Yeah, Shrek's pretty funny. I don't know. I haven't watched Over the Hedge for a long time. I just remember on first viewing, it was one of the funniest films I'd ever seen. I was also a child, so I don't know. Okay. I'll have to rewatch it.
This is going to be really controversial, but I don't particularly find comedy films very funny. Like in general. I'm talking about there's some, obviously not all of them, but
I think there's a lot that are bad. What do you mean, like a good comedy film?
I guess I could. Yeah, true. Superbad is very funny. Step Brothers is very funny. There
Tropic
are funny
Thunder,
movies.
Airplane.
Yeah. But I'm talking about I don't know. I don't want to name and shame, but some Seth Rogen films not very funny.
I would agree with that. I would say a lot of Seth Rogen films.
I don't think
weed, lol.
Yeah, I don't think Pineapple Express is very funny, but other people think it's funny, and I'm just no, it's entertaining, but it's fun. It's not funny, you know.
A lot of people smoke weed, Luke. I think that's the missing link here.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's what I'm missing. I was not high at the time. I was very sober, watching grown men being shot 40 times in the chest. And not
that's
dying.
your issue.
I watched John Wick 3 last night.
Oh,
and,
so good.
Dude, so Meg and I went back and we watched the first two before we watched the third because I wanted to refresh myself. Dude, those movies just get more ridiculous. I think his body count in one of them is almost over 200 people he kills throughout the film.
So good.
And
it's really great.
Never uses grenades or any particular form of modern warfare equipment. He just uses pistols and machine guns a lot of the time.
You know why that film is good? Is because it was a passion project that was destined to fail. It was just a bunch of... The first one was just all of the stunt coordinators from all these different big films were like, why do we do stunts for other films when we could just write a film full of stunts and cool scenes that we want to shoot and then build a story around that? And that's why that film's so good, was because it was just all of the best stunt directors going, let's get the 8 coolest ideas we can think of and then put them in a row.
Yeah,
and then it worked.
What about if a guy rides a horse down the middle of Manhattan and then takes out a few guys on cyclists at the same time? Very good script writing. You know what the best part of John Wick is? It gets to the very end. You've watched this John Wick, Keanu Reeves kill 200 people. It gets to the credits, and then the first thing that comes up is written and executive produced by two guys named Chad and Derek. And then it explains the whole film. It's just like two guys in a room being like, oh, what about if like we get Keanu Reeves to like just shoot a guy and then punch him in the head? All right, we'll do that for 2 hours.
That's what I mean. That's why it's so good, because Chad was sick of doing stunts on Fast and Furious 7, and he was like, I want to kill as many people as possible in a film.
It's like that guy, like you can tell that movie was just written in a frat house, and like it was just written by a bunch of guys like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Keanu Reeves is sick, eh? And that's pretty much the franchise. Would recommend, though. Was a good quarantine watch. Now, Lewis, we did speak last week about, obviously we're all in quarantine, isolating at the moment to save lives. Stay inside, you fucking dogs, you know. I've really come around to that this week. I think last week.
Oh, you're actually following the rules now. That's good to hear, Luke.
Oh, no. I went to Meg's sister's house yesterday. We were hanging out. But, you know, but they don't have it.
You're going to be... I read that there was this one dude in India that infected 40,000 people because he just didn't follow the rules. That's going to be you.
Yeah, but I'm...
Oh, my alarm's gone off. I'm just going to send you guys another selfie. 1 second.
Ruben, did you not send
I'm
an
on it,
alarm?
guys.
Yeah, Ruben must have not have set an alarm.
That's good. Thank you. And a screenshot too, please, boys.
I'm including the screen of what I'm looking at. Is that okay? Or does it have to be a separate screenshot?
Yes,
you can-
send
you
it
can
to
do
the
one,
group
yeah.
chat, please,
Yeah,
and then we'll move on with a bit of content.
We'll post our favorites in Patreon if you guys would like to see that.
So what's Keelan
yeah.
watching? Is Keelan watching...
Us, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, he is.
That's good. Okay.
Dude, Keelan, your
we'll post our favorites on
tripod-
Patreon tonight.
Keelan's filming this on a bunch of VHSs, a few books, and then the box set of Lost. Own a tripod, dude. Anyway, so we were talking...
How do you have that many VHSs? What has he got? He's got Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Are these
That's good.
taped VHSs, or are these like video store bought ones?
The video store bought ones. There's a couple like there's Home Movie. There's a pirated one in there as well.
How do you
great.
pirate a VHS?
You
That's
tape
like
over it.
Actual pirate behavior.
Just a quick question for Keelan. You work in sort of video work, right?
Yeah, for sure.
No tripod?
No tripod. Well, I used to have one, but last summer it was in the back of my car and it melted.
Sorry?
It melted. It got so hot in the back of my car, all the rubber that was holding it together melted.
Oh my god.
Yeah, stop lying. You bought a chocolate one because you were hungry.
Literally 95% of things in the back of Keelan's car are all meltable items.
Yeah.
If you leave your car in the sun, everything you own just gets fucked. So, Lewis, we were talking about quarantine conveniences last week.
Yes, we were.
Which is, if you're at home, obviously, most of us, 99% of us, are isolating right now. I'm living my best
1%
life.
is called Luke Kidgel.
Yeah, and I'm out here. No, I'm not infecting the public. I'm just infecting those around me who I love dearly. And there's a difference. You know?
Oh, okay.
I'm
Just
not-
the private.
Yeah, I'm not going out and coughing on a stranger, but I
Yeah.
will, infect the ones I love. Which is...
It is cool seeing people staying at home, because I went up to the shops, which is an essential activity to buy food, and then that's all because I'm following the rules. And there was just no one there. No one at cafes, no one anywhere. It was, even the roads were quiet, and I live near a main road, so it's cool
Yeah,
to
it's
see
good.
people
There's no-
trying to follow the rules.
There's no traffic, so when I'm always out and about, now it's great. It's good for me.
Yeah.
And also, like, think about it. If everyone else in the world stays home, it should
Yeah.
be fine for me to go out because I'll be the only one out there.
Oh, so you think that's how it works? Is like, if everyone else follows the rules, I don't have to.
Yeah, but doesn't the world revolve around me? Aren't I the center of the universe? That's just what I've assumed. I'm a straight
good
white
point.
male, mate, who lives in a privileged area. I'm pretty sure the sun actually rotates around myself.
If it did, you'd probably be more tanned.
True. Yep. All right. Case closed. Damn it. Myth busted.
So we decided to do a new segment called Quarantine Convenience. So we wanted you guys to email in the show, lukeandlewis5@gmail.com, with what do you have in your quarantine situation that is super convenient for you, that you maybe didn't realize until you were quarantined. So my example is, my mum's a hairdresser. All of the hair salons are closed now. Everyone else in the world is going to look like an idiot. I'm going to still have a fresh fade. That's very convenient for me.
It is. I'm pretty jealous because I still haven't worked out what I'm going to do yet with the haircut situation.
Yeah.
You got a haircut pretty recently, though, didn't you, Luke?
I did. I got one like in the last week or so. So I'm not due now for another 6 weeks. But, you know, in then,
It's
who
coming.
knows?
You know, we could be locked up for 6 months. Everyone could end up looking like Austin Powers by the end of this.
And then Keelan might
It's a
own
throwback to
everyone on
Keelan's VHS
VHS.
collection.
All right.
all
Am I
right,
playing the
so-
opener?
No, you play. Well, I'll read them off, and then we'll hit the sound
Okay,
effect. I've
yeah,
made something spicy for you guys. So the first email we got in was from Mia. She said, "My best friend is a beauty therapist. These brows have been saved." Oh, I can't go out because of quarantine, but luckily I got this. That's incredible. All right, everyone's brows
Hang
are
on,
going to
hang
be
on.
looking messy.
Shouldn't we be playing this sound effect before you say it? Because it's like, luckily I got this, and then you say what they've got.
Okay, all right, let's do.
I just feel
some
like-
of them are
Otherwise, it should have
long
been,
emails.
luckily I've got that.
Yeah, it should have been that. You fucked that up.
All right, well, all right, you play it now, and then I'll read off this, guys.
Okay.
Oh, I can't go out because of quarantine, but luckily I got this. Brandon's emailed in. His mum is a podiatrist, foot doctor, right? Now, that might not sound very convenient, but she has heaps and heaps of antibacterial wipes, masks, disinfectants, and towels in the house.
And if you got a foot problem, boom.
There you go.
That's great. That is a quarantine convenience.
Absolutely. I got two more for you.
Are you ready?
Oh, I can't go out because of quarantine, but luckily I got this. All right, we got this one from Ali Muhammad. He said that his quarantine convenience is his mum is a trained psychiatric nurse. If he goes insane, he's sorted.
So, like, geez, it's not great, though, if your mum's your therapist, in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
But, like,
You know, at least Ali won't go around blowing anything up if he goes nuts, you know?
that's true. That's good. So, well, what does Ali do? That he hasn't included. So that's the thing. All these people seem like they're like me and have no skills and rely on others around them for help.
I've got one last one. This
Yep.
is an actual great skill. And Luke, you are going to absolutely love this. You're going to be very
can't go out because of quarantine, but luckily I got this.
Rains emailed in and said, "My convenience is my home brewing gear. Not only do I make beer in my house, also spirits, but I have ramped up my production by 250% and have done the same for my prices. I can't keep up with demand, although I've made sure I have my own reserve first."
Nah,
Rain.
I don't think
He's
that's
one.
convenient because the government has deemed alcohol an essential service. So you're still allowed to go up and buy reasonably priced brews.
Yes, but you do risk getting infected by all of those people.
Yeah, but clearly I'm not that phased about it at the moment.
Definitely not. But I just think that, like, I feel like there would be a really strong correlation between people with coronavirus and people stacking up trolleys full of piss.
True, there would be. But what's the difference between paying 250% more? You're still going to get it
That's true.
because you're still ruining your body and also your mental health. Please drink responsibly in isolation, everybody. I've been seeing far too many people on my Instagram stories hitting the brews fucking hard. It's...
Have you been watching your own stories?
Yeah, I've been watching them back. Dude, we did. I did a Discord, like a Zoom chat in my Discord on the weekend, and dude, there was a dude in there that was just like, I think at one point we heard him fall off his chair. He was so intoxicated, like it was really fucked up. Ruben was in there at one point. Did you?
I don't
that
recall
guy?
the falling off the chair. I might have missed it.
Oh, he literally like was so drunk that he just fell out of things. So please do drink responsibly, and that's coming
Yes.
from me. And so that's, if Lewis says it, it doesn't mean a lot, but you know. But at the
I've never drank irresponsibly or responsibly in my life, so
That's-
I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
that's true. Yeah.
But quarantine times are getting very desperate. I've been noticing a lot of the people on our own team are getting severely affected. You can just tell how people are faring by looking at their social media, and I think I would have to say that on the team, I'm faring by far the best because I have hobbies, skills, and interest, and I don't leave the house. Whereas all three of you boys are absolutely fucked. Ruben is a bit of a lone wolf. I haven't seen much from him.
I'm putting out sketches.
How are you faring?
What about my sketches?
Yeah, that's right. Ruben's working, pumping out sketches.
So am I.
Luke's not quarantining at all,
I
so
dropped
he doesn't really count.
two videos this week, thank you very much. When I'm not leaving the house, which is pretty much all the time, I'm at home hustling, all right?
That's good. Okay, well then I take it back. Keelan is suffering.
See, I can
I've been
get on
looking
board
at,
this.
If you have a look through Keelan's Twitter, boy, you can see a crisis just happening with this man's life. This tweet from the 28th of March at 2 a.m. from Keelan. I have watched 35 episodes of Big Brother 2007. I'm about to skip to the finale episode. Let me tell you, I'm definitely going to live tweet the whole 2.5 hour episode. And then he follows it up, right? First tweet. I'm so glad Rebecca didn't make it to the finals. Third tweet. This episode sucks. Final tweet. Only watched the last 20 minutes. Big Brother 2007 wasn't that great. That would have to be the worst live tweet of an episode I've ever seen on Twitter. You skipped the last 20 minutes, go, this sucks, and then ended it.
It was so boring, bro.
You know what's so funny? I saw this go live on Twitter, and Keelan, that is why I called you yesterday. I called Keelan, and he's like, what's up? Thinking there was something wrong. And I was like, nothing, man. Just wanted to catch up. How are you? And I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I saw the same thing as Lewis. I didn't see a guy having fun watching Big Brother. I saw a fucking spiral. I was like, this guy's spiraling. He needs to chat to someone.
I had been
And,
drinking, so
someone
it wasn't
lost.
sober thoughts. It wasn't. It was I guess they say.
Oh, that makes it okay if you were intoxicated watching Big Brother at 2 a.m. That's much better.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That's coming from me.
What do they say?
Oh, fuck.
Drunk words are sober thoughts. So I guess.
Dude,
I'll just.
So you stand by that Big Brother 2007 sucks?
Yeah.
this is how much
Good.
of a crisis Keelan is having. So we were all having like some birthday drinks in my Discord on Zoom. Now I was getting pretty lit, but clearly not as lit as Keelan because he bought out a box of Sultana brand cereal, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Keelan, can you pour me some Sultana brand?" So he puts the Sultana brand up to the camera and just starts slowly pouring the entire box all over his couch. So he poured
Yeah.
every single person in the chat at a hypothetical like remote bowl of cereal, and then he spent the next 10 minutes, and you can just see him in the chat just vacuuming up his own Sultana brand. And I was like, I don't think he's okay.
So, you know, if you want something to do, Luke and Lewis Patreon, we've got Zoom calls now.
It's fucked up. Anyway, I hope you're well, mate. And, you know, as long as you know, we're all thinking of you.
Thank you. But
Yeah.
can I just add before we move on? Season 7 of
Yes?
Big Brother started off really strong. The first 10 to
Okay.
15 episodes, really strong, great arcs. But then after that, it just went downhill. But that's all I got to say on that.
So you still watch 20 of them, though?
Yeah, of course.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Of course.
I
Okay.
cried watching the first
Um,
eviction.
What? Dude.
For real?
Yes. I was eating lunch and watching it, and I teared up.
Why? What was so sad about
I
it?
don't know. She was sad she was leaving the house.
Were you drunk?
No, this was midday. I was eating lunch.
It happened in
Wow.
2007.
Yeah, I was sad for her, though. She was sad.
Well, do you want to message her, see if she's all right?
Yeah, I'll find out who she is. I'll message her.
Yeah, like, hey, 13 years ago when you got evicted in episode 16, are you okay?
Please message her. Do that. We'll check in on Thursday, see if she responds.
Absolutely, I'll do that now.
That's great.
Speaking of Keelan, we did need to address something that came up on the show last week. We were talking about, I was talking about that I no longer have a celebrity crush on Gal Gadot because of the video of the celebrities. It really turned me off, Gal, because I love Wonder Woman. Think she's a great person, but then when you get, a bunch of billionaires singing John Lennon on selfie cams, it really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
She's much less hot when she's not out there punching Nazis. I think.
Definitely. My preferred Gal Gadot mode is deflecting bullets on a 1945.
Storming the trenches.
Yes, on a battlefield.
Yeah.
So we were talking about celebrity crushes, and then Keelan brought up his celebrity crush, which turns out a pretty close to home in the sense that it wasn't like your average A-lister. It wasn't like a Mila Kunis. Keelan, please remind people who your celebrity crush is.
YouTuber Georgia Productions.
Australian YouTuber Georgia Productions.
With boyfriend.
Has a boyfriend. Very, very successful channel. Very funny.
She's on her way to 1 million subscribers, everyone. Go subscribe.
Yep, he's trying to get, and I quote, his future wife some more subscribers. One time I mentioned Georgia Productions, I was saying, did you see a new video? It was really funny. He's like, you mean my future wife? Did you say
good.
stop? How about
That's
you
good.
stop?
What? Do you think Georgia watches the show, mate?
No, it just makes me sound like a creep.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay. Well, go on.
Yeah. And you, I believe, this came out on the show the other day, and it turns out you are not the only one who listens to this podcast, part of this community, who also has a crush on Georgia. Yeah. Keelan actually got hit up by multiple people saying, back off, she's mine. Now, by the way, none of these people were Georgia's boyfriend. It was just a bunch of Keelans trying to have a crack.
This is good. Well, maybe what we should do with... Or you want to read the messages and then I have an idea.
This one in particular was quite good. So he goes, hey, listen to the latest podcast. I have had a crush on Georgia for a couple years now. Would appreciate if you backed off. And I said, I've actually got more of a chance than you. You back off. And I went back and forth for a bit.
That's good.
And
hang on, what makes you think you have a chance?
Well, I'll read the conversation then and I'll tell you how.
Oh, hang on. How old is Georgia?
She's 20. She's older than me.
20?
20?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. I thought she was 18 and this guy's going, I've loved her for years, mate. I'm like, all right, well, I'm calling the police.
He says, I've met her. I have mutual friends. You don't want me to lose a friendship over this, do you? And then I said, do you actually know her or are you just mutual friends? And he says the guy he used to roommate with is mates with her. And I said, what does that...
Oh, shut up.
I said,
that's nothing. That's not a connection.
What does that mean? How does that mean you have a better chance because you know someone who knows her? I've met Isaac Butterfield and he knows her. I'd say I have a better chance. And then it just went back and forth until it got a bit weird because he brought up my ex-girlfriend. But I know...
So this is what happened.
You're really pulling at the heartstrings there.
Yeah,
So you were talking to a stranger, then you just name dropped a couple of people who you've met through us, by the way, which is not impressive.
Doesn't really count.
And then someone just said, "Ha, you're single." So that's a pretty normal interaction.
But
Pretty standard for
I
Keelan.
just wanted to ask, don't you think that because I know, well, I've previously met Isaac and I know Zach, his manager, I have a better chance than that guy does, right? Of getting to know
Okay,
him.
well, how about this, Keelan? How about you call Isaac because you have his number, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you have? No, you don't. You fucking liar.
No, I do. Just give me...
He's gonna call him over like Facebook Messenger or some.
I don't have
Okay,
Isaac's
we're not
number.
waiting for him.
I have Zach's number.
Yeah. I know you don't. We don't have to wait. I know that you don't. That was why I said it. How about this? All right. So if all these people are messaging you, Keelan, why don't we set up a bit of a bachelor,
Yeah.
bachelorette, right?
for-
We get all of these potential candidates, right? And they have to compete for Georgia Productions' love. And then at the end of the series, when she chooses someone, her boyfriend beats them up.
That's good. I think that's good. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's just an update for you all. I was gonna say Keelan struck out, but that implies that he was ever in with a chance. So you haven't struck out. Nothing's changed. Good update.
Yeah, that's good. So I have some amazing news, guys. As you all know, I'm a big nerd. I love. Oh, wait, let me set up my camera. Hang on.
Wait, is this about the warehouse or not? Sorry, Lewis is just fixing his camera. This is great.
Look at this dude.
Love doing the podcast remotely. Up now, his phone's died. This is like watching just the shittest Skype call of all time. Anyway.
It took us so long to set this up.
This thing, this takes
Just
so
an
much more
obscene
effort,
amount.
and it's definitely worse than usual. But that's the conditions that we're recording this show under now.
Wait,
Like-
so I just texted Zach, who's Isaac's manager, and said, "Can I have Georgia Productions' number?" And he said, "No." And then I said, "Can I have Isaac's number?" And he said, "Lol, no." I don't think I'm in for a chance anymore, unfortunately.
It's funny that you actually thought you were.
Hey boys, you can get these from lukeandlewis5.com.
You can get this
Yeah,
from
put
across
those
the road
socks
at the
away.
Caltex for 2 for $7.
Alright, we're not plugging.
That's so expensive.
2 for $7? Are you kidding? 1 for $5, 2 for
That
$7.
is so expensive.
No.
Yeah, 1 for $5 is a rip-off and 2 for $7's a rip-off.
2 for $7, that's $3.50 each. That's cheap.
That's definitely not cheap for a can of anything.
Keelan, go buy like a fucking slab of them. You'll save so much money.
Yeah.
You'll end up paying like $1 a
Keelan
can.
doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that because that's admitting that he has an addiction. Whereas if he just goes to the Caltex, it's like, oh, I'm not addicted to it. I just love a bargain.
Alright, can we start recording?
They got posters.
I think we are.
Alright.
I'm
I've been
going.
recording.
We ready?
Guys, I'm done. I'm
Okay,
ready.
well, we might as well leave that in. Keelan is addicted to energy drink. Guys, we're back. Sorry about that. A few technical difficulties. I have some amazing news that I was going to tell, but I have some less amazing news that Luke reminded me of. Guys, we have finally done it. We're moving out of the warehouse.
Woohoo!
That's right. We're moving out of the warehouse. Now, listeners, before you get too excited, this does not mean that we have upgraded.
We have actually downgraded, one could say.
I would say it's not. I would say we've moved sideways because there's positives and negatives, guys. Because of the tour being cancelled and because of all the restrictions coming in, I'm moving out of the warehouse and I'm moving into my own house. And I've decided to move into a big house that has a nice big garage that will film all of the shows in, and we'll be running all of my content out of there, as well as the Luke and Lewis show. And that's how it's going to be for the remainder of this crisis, and however long it takes for us to get a proper office space. But that's how the show's going to be done. As soon as, I don't know, this quarantine shit, it seems like it's going to make the show go on Zoom for a long time.
I feel like
this.
Yeah, people really need to settle in and get used to the idea that A, our show will be like this. B, almost every show podcast you like will be like this. People really need to, I've just accepted defeat at this point. This is life now.
Yeah, this is what it is. But for me, I will be moving out of the house and out of the warehouse. And I'm so stoked about it. When I was packing everything up, it was like a very quick thing. I've been sick of the warehouse for ages because it wasn't too bad for Luke and Lewis, but filming my own personal shit, it was impossible because it was so loud and there was always people farting and playing hardstyle.
That was actually one
which
of the...
made shit hard.
By the end, like, we used to complain about the hard style a lot and the music, but by the end, the two worst things about it were the audible farts you could hear through the walls from old Russian men, and also the cigarette smoke that came through the walls. It was just
bad.
It was not ideal, and it was in a very cramped space, and you know what? A part of me misses it, though. already.
Well, that's what I thought, Luke. Okay, so when we signed the lease on this new place and everything like that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss the warehouse. As shit as it was, it had its charm and it had its character. I'm gonna miss this. And then I got to the warehouse. The alarm went off for 45 minutes while I tried to work out how to set it because they changed the settings again. And then I had to use the bathroom and there was shit everywhere and it smelled terrible. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to miss this place at all. This sucks.
Yeah. The one thing that we realised though, and we didn't want to say on the podcast, we kind of implied it, I think, last week, but last week was the last Luke and Lewis episode ever recorded at the warehouse, and we didn't make a big deal of it because I didn't know if it was 100% going to be that. And I told the boys before we recorded it, I was like, boys, this is going to be the last one, and you weren't even there for it.
I know.
So what I was thinking was, I feel like the warehouse was such a special part of the show. The show wouldn't have been what it was for so long without having the sketchy warehouse tales, without having the stories of you almost being murdered at night. I feel like that added character to what we do here, you know?
Yes,
and
definitely.
I feel like we owe it to the warehouse and owe it to the audience as well and the listeners to celebrate doing the show at the warehouse one more time. Now, I know we can't do it at the moment because of isolation, but can we make a promise here, a pact on this show, that as soon as isolation is done, we set up deck chairs outside the warehouse. We completely dox it. We say the address. Who gives a fuck? We're not going to be there anymore. It doesn't matter, right? We do it outside the gates, and we just sit there, do a podcast, and do the final warehouse episode. Yes, you're not leasing it. It's not technically the same, but we'll still be able to smell the cigarettes. We'll be able to hear the farts. Yeah. It'll be almost exactly the same.
We could buy some Nangs.
Yeah, we'll probably slip on the Nangs still. We won't be able to get a park, and I'm assuming you'll be able to hear the attack dogs that are across the road barking at us. I feel like all the elements of a regular podcast will be there.
I think that we would have to do that on a weekend, because if we did it on a weekday, we would absolutely get kicked out.
Maybe.
But yes, let's do it.
We can do that?
Yep,
good.
Let's do it.
One more warehouse episode. So we have not yet done the final warehouse episode. We will still do one more. And will it be in the warehouse? Probably not. It will be outside.
Definitely not. I ended my lease, but I have it for the next 30 days. So unless the quarantine finishes in 30 days, which it won't, that's what it's going to be. But yeah, that's what it is. For you guys, nothing will change until quarantine is over. I think this is how we'll do the show.
No,
it's just
nothing will change if the Patreon.
Have the best set.
Nothing will change if the Patreon stays the same.
Oh yeah,
because we don't have a sponsor either.
Yeah, if the Patreon changes, whoa, we're going to see a lot of changes. A lot less Keelan and Ruben, I think.
Yeah, and also maybe a lot less show.
Yeah. But if you want to support the show on Patreon, definitely do it, because this is the time that we need it, and this is the time where we're trying to give the most value to all of the Patreon supporters, because you guys are the only ones keeping this thing afloat. So patreon.com, just Google Luke and Lewis Patreon. We've got a few events coming up in the Patreon. We're going to have movie night. We're going to be trying doing that at least once a month with quarantine. We got a movie night with we're going to watch Shrek, so that's going to be fun. And we got a bunch of other things as well, like we're going to do marble racing, live viewing, and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, it goes the fuck off in there. And lukeandlaws5.com, I think we still have 250 pairs of these god-awful socks left. Woo! So please do go buy them if you want to. Look, let's be honest, there's no excuse, because they're very comfortable socks, and it's not like anyone's going to see you in them for 6 months.
That's true. They're kind of the perfect quarantine sock. They are genuinely very good quality, feel and comfort-wise. But you don't want to be seen out of the house in them.
That should be our new selling point, the official coronavirus sock. It's not great to be profiting off a tragedy, but we're pretty desperate at this point, so anything goes.
You know what? I think that if you are like Luke Kidgel and you're struggling to adhere to your own quarantine and you're going out there and infecting everyone, if you threw out all of your socks and replaced them with Luke and Lewis socks, you wouldn't go out of the house, not because of the quarantine. You just wouldn't want to be seen wearing them.
It's true. I might have to just get some more pairs sent and do that, and I'll be very well behaved boy. By the way, still not illegal for overseas people to be leaving the house. Just completely unethical and not recommended.
Yes, it's not illegal. It's just incredibly immoral,
Yes.
and that's fine, isn't it? We all know that.
Yes.
Before we move on from the warehouse, I just would like to, because Ruben was the newest addition to the team, and he's only been working with us for a few months. Now that we're moving out of the warehouse and you don't have to pretend anymore, Ruben, what were your initial thoughts of where you had just started to work? I would love to know that.
Yeah, well, I walked in on the trial shift, and I actually think I remember being, because I'd heard of the show before, and I remember walking in being like, oh, it's actually a warehouse.
You
really
thought
weren't
it was
kidding
like a
about
bit
this.
for the show where we were like, oh, we're in this fucked warehouse, but you thought, oh, they're probably in a
Yeah.
nice office building somewhere.
Like some cool
But it's-
studio space that used to be a warehouse instead of a warehouse surrounded by
Yeah.
warehouses in a warehouse district.
And it was also so small. Like, I feel like when you guys say warehouse, people picture like a big warehouse.
Yeah.
This is like a subsection of a warehouse.
Yes.
Like it's basically a lounge room is what it is, but
Yeah.
with corrugated iron.
It is.
walls.
It's
Yeah.
a big warehouse divided by corrugated iron, which is why you can still hear farts in the next door warehouse.
It's a lounge room with farts.
I mean, most lounges also contain farts, but anyway. Well, that's good. But you stuck it through. What were your parents thinking? Because I met Ruben's parents a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and I came in to your house, and I feel like your parents were just like, oh, this is the guy that you've been going to this sketchy place with every day. I feel like they really looked at me like, fucking, what are you doing with my son?
They didn't know that I was working at a warehouse. I don't think I ever told
Oh,
them
it was that bad you didn't even tell your parents because you knew
No,
they'd say
no.
stop working there.
Yeah, I just told them the suburb, and they're like, all right. Luke, after you left, I think my dad was like, oh, Luke's a very clean-cut guy.
Really?
I was like,
That
oh.
is my vibe.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, like, out of all of us, I'm the one you'd most want to introduce your parents to. For sure.
Yeah.
Me or Ruben. Keelan, they'd be like, they get grub vibes.
Oh.
Lewis would probably actually... Yeah, I mean, shut up. You live tweeted fucking an episode of Big Brother at 2 a.m. while drinking, alright? Don't be like, whoa, uncalled for, man. That's so called for. And
That's grub life.
Lewis would probably accidentally drop this, like, just drop the C word in front of your grandma kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, I may say cunt in front of your parents.
Yeah, see, my parents really like Lewis, but then they've also seen his comedy, and they go, well, we like him personally. You know?
That's what my grandma says.
And you know what's really funny? My mum's favourite, like, I don't know, not favourite, but the one she always raves on about out of, like, all the comedian friends of mine, because she's met most of them, is she really likes Frenchie. And it's so fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, she goes, oh, that Ben boy was quite nice, wasn't he? Because that's his real name. And
Yeah.
I think, because we all call him Frenchie, everyone else calls him Frenchie, but when Frenchie introduces himself to older people, he's like, hi, Ben.
Yeah.
And then Mum always remembers how nice he was, like, because she's met him at the comedy festival a few times. And
You know,
it's
that's what
so
Jazz
funny.
says as well. She's always like, man, Frenchie's so nice.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, he is.
I feel
He's
like
cool.
we're really tarnishing his image here. I feel like
Yeah, I know.
he'd be hating this. He'd be like, just call me a cunt and we'll get over it.
He wouldn't be happy about this. But yeah, that's good. We're moving out of the warehouse. I have some more amazing news, though, that you guys are going to be much more excited about, and the listeners as well. With quarantine, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft. Now, before you get your hopes down, just wait. This is going to be great. This doesn't even really have anything to do with my achievements in the game. This is just good, okay?
Did you say before
So,
we get our hopes down?
Yeah.
Because you know our hopes wouldn't be up.
Dude, you're going to love this, okay? You're going to love it, all right? I have to explain some boring things, but this is going to be great. So, World of Warcraft, you can do some raiding. Usually like 20 people. It's very intense. Everyone has to do their job, right? And there's usually one guy in charge, and he's telling everyone what to do on voice chat. It's kind of like me with the show, right?
That's not fair.
So there's one guy in charge. Now, in the Discord for this particular raid group that has like maybe 60 people in it, after a raid, this message pops up. Hey, character name here, just tossing it out there for those who are new or unaware. Since I was at a raid on Wednesday when we killed Rathion, a boss, you may have heard me being a little bit over the top at times. Firstly, almost never take offense at something I say. I'm just an excitable person like that. Secondly, whilst I am normally somewhat over the top like that, I was way over the top on Wednesday compared to usual because I had just relapsed an hour or so before the raid time. P.S. I highly recommend not doing meth or injecting any kind of hard drug. My raid leader's a meth head! Woo!
Dude, so he's like probably doing, after he finishes the World of Warcraft raid, he probably goes out and does an actual raid as well. He probably goes
house
out,
raid.
He probably hits a service station afterwards or something like that. God
Isn't that
damn.
just the best? Some people are handling quarantine better than others. Me, I'm reading and engaging in hobbies. This guy, he's smoking ice and then playing World of Warcraft. We all have our coping methods.
Keelan, this is why we need to watch you, because you are about 2 months away from smoking meth before a World of Warcraft raid.
That's a bit fucked. I wouldn't smoke meth.
Well, I'm saying, I reckon 2 years ago you would have been like, there's no way I'd drink fucking 10 double blacks and watch Big Brother by myself at 2 a.m.
That is true.
But here we are.
Yeah, he's slowly progressing. He started with Kirk's No Sugar, which, while strange, wasn't particularly unhealthy. Now he's smashing so many mothers that he ends up spewing at a house party. Now he's having 10 double blacks watching Big Brother. Next thing you know, it'll be, mythic rating and meth.
Mythic rating and meth. Oh. I don't know what to say.
He has nothing to say.
Yeah, I think you guys might be right.
Well, that's good.
So that's great. I really can't wait for Thursday's raid night. I can't wait to see what happens next. That's great. The best thing about that is that guy put that in like the group Discord, which is like the community of the players that play all the time, and he put that in there. He tagged everyone, and it has been 5 days since that message, and not a single person has responded to it. Everyone was like, okay, too much information, bro. We play video games together. I don't need to know what you're smoking.
I don't think there would be a very high crossover with meth heads on World of Warcraft. I feel like...
surprised.
Really, I feel like it'd be a lot of people who just, smoke weed casually and are kind of nerdy.
Nah, at the higher levels of the game, it's so intense and you need such focus that it would almost be an unfair advantage being on meth.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you considering taking up meth just to level up quicker in the game?
Look, I'm going to be honest, I'm definitely the weak link in the team, and I think I know the solution.
Yeah, dude, this fucking episode's absolutely going to get demonetized. We keep getting demonetized lately, and it's because we keep bringing up shit like smoking meth while playing World of Warcraft. It's our own undoing. Lewis is always like, oh, we keep getting demonetized, it's bullshit. And I'm like, well, how about you stop bringing up your fucking meth head mates on the show?
Man, my life is my life, man. It is what it is. All right, guys, I think we might have to wrap it up there. Is there anything else that we need to state?
How long have we been recording for? Oh, almost 50 minutes.
About 50-something.
Almost 50.
Yeah, right. That's it. I do want to talk about... we'll talk about it on Thursday's episode. I want to talk about Ruben being way too smart for our show. I found out something new about Ruben during the week, and it blows my fucking mind.
All right, great. Let's do that. And make sure you send in your quarantine conveniences to lukeandlewis5@gmail.com, or any other updates. If you want to talk to the show, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you.
Also, celeb spots. We haven't got many celeb spots in the bank at the moment. I know it's hard.
I don't think we're going to be getting any.
Yeah, I mean, but just old ones, Yeah. Cast your minds back to pre-isolation life. And if you have an isolation celeb spot, then holy fuck. You might have seen a celeb at the supermarket. That's about it.
Yeah,
I haven't.
Imagine if you saw, Andrew G breaking into your house.
I mean, isn't that Osher?
Yeah, but Keelan was talking about Big Brother 2007. It cast my mind back.
Oh, okay, cool. But he wasn't on Big Brother.
Yeah, he did Australian Idol.
He did Australian Idol.
In 2007.
Lewis, that reference sucked. All right, what were you going to say, Keelan?
I was going to say on Thursday I have an update about that Big Brother contestant that we were talking about.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, wait. So, hang on. You only messaged her like 40 minutes ago. They've responded already.
I can't say.
Oh,
No, I'm
Big
not.
Brother's
I'm not
dire.
going to say what I found out yet.
Yeah, don't say. Don't ruin it. We'll
You
check in
know,
on,
I don't think this is
Thursday.
what Keelan was going to say, but you know what Keelan goes to me the other day on the phone? He's like, I was so annoyed. I messaged tour manager Zach to see if I could get Gretel Colleen's number of Josh Wade, and then Zach told me no. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, as if you'd say no. I was like, why do you think anyone would text you Gretel Colleen's number? How entitled do you think you are?
How many numbers have you asked Zach for? So far, we've got fucking Georgia Productions, Isaac, and now Gretel Colleen.
During an episode of Keelan's Millions that we filmed that's never coming out, I tried to get Frenchie's number. I tried to get Neil's number. The other night,
He's just trying to stack up his celebrity contact list, and it's not working.
when he FaceTimed me last
I think
night.
I think we need to take Zach's number out of Keelan's phone.
When he FaceTimed me last night, I was trying to get Connor's number so that Connor could edit my video, but he didn't give it to me.
By the way, Connor is the guy who edited Lewis, like Spears vs. America, my comedy special, Isaac's comedy special. He's busy doing other shit. He's not going to edit Keelan's Mealins for you.
Yeah, he's got a movie on Stan, bro. I think he's above Keelan's
Zach
Mealers.
said he might. He's bored. He's got not much work on at the moment.
I don't think so. All right, guys, we're going to check in with you on Thursday. Jump in the Patreon, join the Discord. We're doing movie night this week. We're going to organise a time. It's going to be sweet. We're watching Shrek all together as a team. So join the Patreon. You get to jump in the Discord, and you get 2 bonus episodes every single month. Support the show because we need it. We're trying to get as much entertainment to you guys as we can during these uncertain times. As annoying as that phrase is, that's what we're doing. All right? We'll talk to you guys on Thursday. See you later.
See ya.